All right, so this is the Choose Love Movement Month of Fun, and we are celebrating Jessie Lewis's birthday, and we are so happy to be here. This is your Choose Love ambassadors from Canada. I'm just going to forward us to the next slide. And today what we're doing is My Heart Does a Little Dance. So you can join us to energize your summer days. And we'll be touching the lives of families today, doing awareness, gentle and playful movement, fun, and we're going to have an opening balance to get us all started. And we're going to use the Choose Love formula in sign language. If you wish to get in touch with either myself, Michelle, or Paula, this is our contact information, and we'd be happy to help you with anything you're looking for. And you can see our websites there. And I'll just do one more. The plan for our time together. We plan to play, explore, create, change, and inspire. And we're going to be using some energy enhancing tools for your well-being, which will include the ears, the eyes, the feet, breathing, brain power, coordination, expression and emotions, and a brain-body connection. We're also going to explore the body electric, which is the meridians and the 5-element theory from traditional Chinese medicine. And all of this for Choose Love Movement and the Month of Fun. Thank you so much for being here with us. And I'm just going to stop the share there. Perfect.
Great. Hi, I'm Paula Nowak, and I would like to introduce you to my good friend and colleague, Michelle Greenwell. So Michelle Greenwell is this dynamic woman, and she's from Cape Breton Island in Canada, and just a little town called Mabu, where people go for dances and music, and it's played all over the island, and it's one of the most picturesque places in Canada. Michelle has been a dance teacher for over 3 decades, teaching children from walking age to grandparenthood. And her passion is to provide movement awareness for wellness through dance, Tai Chi, bioenergetic wellness tools like Touch for Health, therapeutic touch, Mastatova neuroreflex integration. Michelle is a doctoral student. She's always learning, and her study is in integrative health. She holds a Master of Science degree in complementary and alternative medicine, as well as a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology. You'll find out tonight, Michelle loves to play, and she's an author, she's a lyricist of children's stories and music as well. So I'd just like to welcome Michelle Greenwell.
Thank you, Paula. And I'd just like to introduce Paula Nowak Druk. And Paula is from St. Mary's, Ontario. We met each other online, so we have never met each other in person yet. So when we have those boundaries open, we're going to be the first ones crossing the border, because our friendship has grown so intensely over the Zoom. It's been so wonderful. Paula has been an educator for 30 years, including 15 years as a school principal. She has over 15 years where she taught integrative movement, mindful relaxation, and yoga to people of all ages. Paula's education includes recreation, leisure, and movement, with a Bachelor of Education and a Master of Education in Curriculum Design and Literacy Development. Returning to her roots and her passion for wellness and well-being initiatives, Paula has a background in Touch for Health, Brain Gym, Eden Energy Method, yoga, therapeutic touch, and compassionate inquiry. It's quite a list of background, and you'll see from the way that Paula does things, she has a nice calming effect and an amazing way that she presents all the material that's so easy to use. Paula's favorite way to play is on her sailboat on Lake Huron, where she has just returned from the weekend away, and she enjoys the power of nature and spends a lot of time walking in the woods near her home and enjoying all the power that nature has to provide. So I welcome Paula to the event tonight. It's hard when there's no There's no little clapping in there. And I see that we have Scarlett with us now, Scarlett Lewis. And Scarlett, would you like to join us now and start off the evening?
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you, Paula, both Choose Love ambassadors. Thanks everybody for coming to our month of fun event in honor of Jesse McCord Lewis, who is my 6-year-old son, who would be turning 15 on June 30th. And to spread his message, his chalkboard message that he left our family following his murder at Sandy Hook Elementary School, I started the Choose Love movement, knowing that if the perpetrator had been able to give and receive nurturing, healing love, the tragedy would never have happened. And so on this call, you've got Paula and Michelle, and Alexis and Pam and Shreya, part of the Choose Love movement, and all working together to make sure that our children and adults have the essential life skills that we need to be able to flourish physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I have just so thoroughly enjoyed, Michelle, your the events that you have held thus far. There have been a few others, and I want you to know you inspired me. I was doing Tai Chi this morning on my and a little bit of, I was practicing tap in my head. So fun and so generous of you to be here tonight, and Paula, you as well, and everyone. So thank you for choosing love, and I look forward to having fun now with all of you. Thank you.
So what we'd like to do now is start with a goal for everyone. And with this, we're going to put 2 goals in. One of the things that we've learned from the work that we do is if you have a goal and an idea where you want to go, like the Choose Love movement, very specific vision of what you want to see happen and imagining that vision, then what we do is we create a flow towards that so that all our energy is flowing towards that. And if there's any little niggly things that aren't kind of on the flow with us, then we can calm it and let it go so that we're able to hold on to it. So our goal for the start of our event tonight is supporting families with fun and laughter, using bioenergetic wellness tools to help them gain energy and vitality so their heart can do a little dance of joy every day. So how we're going to do this little balance is we're going to do one that I designed specifically for Choose Love. I took the 5-element theory from Chinese medicine, and I created a special card, and I have them just on the floor here. So you can see them a little bit there. And I'm just going to hold the one up for you so you can see. We have a 5-element wheel: fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. We're going to step onto each color, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do the gestures of sign language that come with all of the Choose Love formula. So now you know I'm going to be stepping onto different colors, and you can imagine those colors. I'm going to say them out loud as I do them. I just want to make sure you can see my head too. Okay, so I'm going to step over onto red, which is fire. And I'm just going to put it down a little bit. I don't want to put it too far back so you could still see my hands. All right, here we are. And what I'm going to do is get you to take your A-OK fingers, which look like this. And while you're standing on red, you're just going to open your hands, do a big sweep around, and bring it in for a hug. And that is Choose Love. And first off, we need to love ourselves, and we need to know that we are worthy of love. So that's what we bring in when we step here on fire. Then I'm going to step over to earth. And while I'm on earth, I'm going to drop my middle finger down just a little bit. And I'm just going to shake my fingers like this. And that is compassion in action. So when you have compassion for yourself and you love who you are, you have the opportunity to share with others. And that compassion can grow. And that's what we've seen with the Choose Love movement. I'm going to step back here to the metal element. And the metal element is gray, white, or silver for color, and it's forgiveness. So we're going to put our left hand out, palm up, and we're just going to slide our fingertips down our hand. Forgiveness. So this could be forgiveness to ourselves for things that we may not have done the way we wanted to do. And it can be forgiveness for others and anything they may have done that we may not have appreciated, and being able to let it go. We're going to step over to the water element. So this is blue and this is courage. I'm going to come closer so you can see my fingers. So I'm just going to take and make like a bear claw, and I'm going to put that to my shoulder, and then I'm going to make a butterfly fist. So I'm not going to squeeze tight. I'm going to leave it open, that if a butterfly was inside my fingers, I wouldn't squish it. So we're going to go on blue, bear claw to the shoulder, and then bringing up our butterfly fist. That is courage. The courage to make a change in the way that we do things and the way that we react to other people and what they do, and our opportunity to move ourselves forward. So we step onto the wood element, which is green. This is gratitude. So if you take your fingers, put them at your chin, and then just pull forward. And that is gratitude for the position you have in making a choice and the opportunity you have to choose love and choose the formula and all the pieces within to make a change for yourself and for other people. So we're going to come back up to fire. That's your A-OK finger. This comes all the way around with a nice big hug. Choose love. So now what we're going to do is we went around the nurturing wheel. So that is to bring a nice, easy flow into everything. But now we want to create something new. So we're going to go down to the metal element where forgiveness is. And we're going to now do what's called the co-cycle. So here's our forgiveness. And then we're going to step over to the wood element, which is gratitude. Hand goes to the chin. Then we step over to the earth element, compassion and action. And then we're going to step across to water. And this is our courage. Okay, there's our butterfly fist. And then we step up to fire. And we have now created a powerful wheel so that when we decide to choose love, we have everything we need to make that flow happen in a new way, new possibilities. And our goal for tonight, supporting families with fun and laughter using bioenergetic wellness tools to help them gain energy and vitality so their heart can do a little dance of joy every day. And that is a 5-element wheel balance with Choose Love. Paula, I believe it goes to you now.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Michelle. That was wonderful. What we're going to do now is a little poll just to find out about what do you love to do for play. So I'm going to invite Alexis to pull up a poll, and we'll give you a few moments to fill in our survey here. So what is your favorite play activity? We'll give you a few more moments.
Everybody just wants to go to the beach. That's what it looks like. It sounds great.
So if you have a chance to click on one of those.
All right.
So I think what we'll do is we'll end the poll, and I'll have Alexis do that.
And we bring the results up, but I think that the beach is winning.
All right. So We don't have anyone down there that says they don't like to play. So the great news is everyone that had the opportunity to check in with the poll, we found out that people like to play. And when we play, it helps us to feel good. And perhaps, Michelle, get you to shut down the poll.
Okay.
There we go. So
It's still here. There we go.
Oh, is it still there?
Okay, got it.
So it's amazing how when we play, how we get into that energy and flow and feeling good. And we'd like to give you a few moments to share some fun summer activities or fun activities that you love to do and share that with a few people. So we're going to go into a breakout room for 6 minutes. And each person will have about 2 minutes to maybe share some fun, playful activities that they enjoy doing. And please introduce yourself and tell everyone in your group where you're from. So we'll see you in about 6 minutes.
We have a breakout? Nope. You're waiting for me, maybe.
Sorry, no, sorry, Alexis. My apologies, Alexis.
So Alexis is doing it? Okay. Okay. Make sure when you come back from the breakout room, you don't click out of the meeting. Just click out of the breakout room. Just make sure you hit the correct button so we don't lose anybody on the call.
So I hope you
All right.
had an opportunity to meet each other and have an opportunity to share some of your fun activities that you enjoy doing. So I'm going to pass it over to Michelle.
Perfect. Thank you. So what we're going to do now is another goal. So we had the goal, which was for the event itself, but now we want to bring it down into something that's for you. So this is ease and flow and fun to connect with your inner child, to build a toolbox for well-being, learning, growing, and moving. So what I would like you to do now is just take a moment to notice where your breath is before we start. Okay, and then just, how deep is it? Where is it kind of in your body? Just so you have an idea. And then what I would like you to do is just notice if you have any tension anywhere. Maybe your shoulders a little bit. Just to let that come down, just to notice it. And then maybe anything in your neck or lower back. My husband was in the garden today and he's noticing his hips. Okay, so now that you've had that little bit of awareness in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some music on and we're going to tap dance. I did put my tap shoes on, so if you're in your sock feet, that's totally fine. If you have slippers, sometimes they make great sounds. Some people have been dancing on their deck and some people in the grass, wherever, it doesn't really matter. What I do want to suggest to you is that if you've ever done EFT, emotional freedom technique, where you tap on your face and you tap all the different points, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to do it with our feet. So the end points of the energy lines are on our face, but they're also on our feet. So a lot of times we forget that part, that there's a second piece to that. And so we get all the way through all the patterning that we do. And the pattern that I'm going to use is my fruit salad. I can't say it's my pattern. I learned this pattern from Jeannie Hill, and she got it from someone else. And the fruit salad belongs to someone out there. But I absolutely adore working with it because it makes it easy to remember what I'm doing. So I'm going to give you the pattern first, so you know what they are, and then I'll put the music on. And since no one can hear you, you can do whatever you want. And just imagine how fantastic you are, because our goal again is ease and flow and fun to connect with our inner child, to build a toolbox for well-being, learning, growing, and moving. So after that, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to step back. And so the first pattern is a pair. It's a single sound. And that's the pattern. Second pattern is an apple. That has two sounds. So a toe and then a heel drop. And then the third sound is a pineapple. And this one, you can slide your foot on the floor and it's your toe that slides. So it would be pineapple, pineapple. And the last one, which can be a little bit trickier, is a watermelon. It has four sounds. First one is a heel. So the heel goes out one. There's a brush back. That's the two. Three is the start of what would be an apple, toe drop, and then a heel drop. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or watermelon. Okay, so that gives you 4 different ways to make sounds, and I'm just going to play around with the rhythms that go with the music. The last part that I want you to have to be able to add in is a pattern that the body recognizes for de-stressing, and it's 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. So if you tap that on your body, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, and you can put it anywhere, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. We can put it anywhere. This is a beautiful pattern to do with children on the bed while they're sleeping and just gently on the mattress. And you just tap that rhythm and their whole system will just completely calm down. So if they've had a rough day, that would be awesome. It'd be beautiful if someone did that for us. I'm going to put it in the music. Now the music is peppy music, so it's not really relaxing music, but we'll add it in there for fun because the whole point is to energize tonight. And so we're just going to add it as an energizing feature. It's not in the waltzing kind of tempo. It's an upbeat tempo. So just if somebody was challenging me on that little piece, it's not quite a waltz. I have two pieces of music. Joni Bartels is the music that I want to represent for this little bit. She was the impetus for the title, My Heart Does a Little Dance. And we didn't get a chance to play it at the beginning when we had the PowerPoint. So I'm going to play it a little bit. And the other one is do a little polka. And so that also gives us a little bit. So I'm just going to play with that music. I'm just going to bring it up here. Just make sure that I've still got the sounds that you need. And then I'll cross my fingers, everything works. All right. And so now that is on share. And is that okay?
When you walk into the room,
Yes.
I can hear my heart go boom, boom, boom.
There.
Just a smile on your sweet face. I can feel my heart begin to race.
Apple.
My heart does a little dance every time I see you. My heart does a little dance every time
Pineapple.
I hear you. My heart does a little dance every time I see you. My heart does a little dance every time I
Watermelon.
hear you. Love's the name of this happy sound. When my heart begins to pound,
A little quicker.
like a drum with a strong backbeat, I can feel it all the way to my feet.
Pear.
My heart does a little dance every time
Apple.
I see you. My heart does a little dance every time
Pineapple.
I hear you. My heart does a little dance every time
Watermelon.
I see you. My heart does a little dance every time I'm near you. I've never felt this way, standing here outside your door, trying to find the words to say. You're the one my heart beats for. My heart does a little
Toad.
dance. My heart does a little dance. My heart does a little dance every time I see you. My heart does a little dance every time I'm near you.
And take it back.
My heart does a little dance every time I see you. My
You
heart
got it.
does a little dance every time
Okay,
I'm near
pear.
you. My heart does a little
Apple.
dance every time
Pineapple.
I see you. My heart does
Watermelon.
a little dance every time I'm near
Pear.
you. My
Apple.
heart does a little dance every time
Pineapple.
I see you. My
Watermelon.
heart does a little dance every time I'm near you. Every time I
Okay,
see you.
whatever.
Every time I'm near you.
Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful.
When you wake up in the morning and the skies are turning gray, and you feel a little grumpy cause it's such a dismal day, I know a little secret that I'd like to share with you. It's a simple little fun thing you can do. Come on and dance a little polka.
All right. I just had to have that last little piece in there. Okay, so now what I want you to do is check in with your breath. See where your breath is at and what it feels like compared to before. Anybody notice if it went a little bit deeper? You could do a thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't. If it's about the same, you could go like this. Okay. Scarlett's saying you were you were bone tired. You had a busy day. So, okay. So now what we want to know is we had that breath. Now remember where the tension might have been in your body before. Check in and see if it's still there. Okay. And you can do a where everybody's at. Okay. We got Scarlett kind of. Okay. Beautiful. So now what I want you to just notice is with your fingertips, do they feel like they've got a little bit of lightness kind of gathering around it? Okay. So I'm seeing the head nods. Okay. Beautiful. So just number one is a great piece of music, just something to really lift you up. And number two is as soon as you start tapping on those feet, you're tapping the same endpoints that you'd be tapping if you were doing EFT. So you can incorporate all kinds of things in there just by using your tap dance. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Paula, and she's going to share a few more tips from here.
That was so much fun, Michelle. I didn't want to stop dancing there, so thank you. So we're going to work again with a little bit more energy and flow and have some fun coming back into balance here. So I'm going to invite you to place one thumb out in front of you. And we're just going to do a bit of a check-in here. So one thumb out, and we're going to follow our thumb as far as it can go. So taking your eyes along with your thumb, and then place a dot on the wall, just an imaginary dot on the wall, and then come back. And remember where you placed that dot on the wall. Taking your other thumb and stretching behind and noticing how far you go back, placing an imaginary dot on the wall and coming back to center. And what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit. We're going to play with some acupressure points and we're going to get some flow going here. So we're going to start off by taking our thumb and our fingers and we're going to unroll our ears. So this is a beautiful technique for helping with range of motion in our neck. Be mindful if you have earrings on. I'm actually putting some firm pressure that's comfortable for me. And you can even have your head turned to one side. And again, just pulling out, massaging. We're working with acupressure points, breathing, and then coming back to center. And then we'll go over to the other side. Again, unrolling, massaging. You'll notice that your ears are warming up a bit, coming all the way down, and then back to center. And then I invite you to place one thumb out in front and just notice how far back does that go. And then come back to center. Oh, I'm seeing some expressions. Taking your other thumb, go and notice, and come back to center. Give me a thumbs up if you noticed a difference, all right, that you went a little bit further. I know, isn't that cool? So just notice even your neck. Yeah, that's a great thing to do when we're working at the computer. It adds a little bit of more mobility, flexibility, getting that flow, those acupressure points. It's also really helpful, believe it or not, in some of our activities. We read each day, we're writing each day, we're turning our head frequently to drive. So think of all the reasons why this may be helpful. It also helps us to tune in. So I did this right now to get you to tune in and listen to me. So wouldn't that be great as a parent or an educator or a counselor to have people tune in a little bit? So try that out. You can do that at your computer. You can do it standing or seated. How about another one? Would you like to play with another one for fun? All right, good. Okay.
Can I interject for just 1 second,
Yes,
Paula?
please do.
I just wanted to share that when I've used this with my dancers, if I've had a dancer who couldn't find the beat of the music and would like race through their routines, Alexis can identify with this. When you're nervous, you go faster. If we rubbed our ears, they found the beat of the music right away. So for a dancer, that can be very powerful. For a musician, that can be very powerful, especially if you're teaching music classes to beginner students. This gives you the chance to try to get everybody onto the same beat. And if you all rub your ears together as a class, you will all be in the same energetic space. So then the opportunity to have that that piece of music sound like something, it's there, and much easier than that. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So I just had to share that because it's been really profound for me as a choreographer and director.
That's awesome. Thank you for adding that. And it's also really good for focusing attention. And we know that focused attention is really important for brain-body connection. So that's a really good one. It's very energizing and stimulating. So for some people that you may have to back off a little bit, and great for tuning in. So a wonderful one. So let's try another one. For this one, I invite you, if it's possible where you are, to stand. And what we're going to do is this is our assessment piece. So we're just going to start off by doing a cross crawl. So it's just over to our opposite knee or thigh. And we're just going to do a cross crawl. And this is an assessment. So do this with curiosity and compassion. You're just noticing, how does this feel? How are you feeling right now doing the cross crawl? And I invite you to touch your foot behind and just notice. Going at your own pace, noticing what works for you. And then to add a little something is to have our one arm stretch out to one side and our leg to the other. And just noticing, this is our assessment. Is it flowing with ease, or is it a little bit of effort doing this one? All right, so now what we're going to do is, we can do this standing, but I'm going to come up close so that you can see me. We're going to actually work with our switches. And what happens is, when we are under stress, we know that our brain and our body can get scrambled, and we want to ensure that that brain-body connection is happening. So this is a great way to unscramble and get that communication, that clear communication between brain, body, and brain. So for the first one, I'm going to invite you to place one finger above your lip, and it doesn't matter which one, and one finger below. And I just want to tell you, these are very calming points. And in my self-care Sundays, these will be some points that I'll use for calming. Right now, we're not using for calming, for stimulation and switching on. Our other hand, we can take as a cone or flat against our navel. And you can do this seated or standing. And whatever is comfortable, I just want you to be able to see me. And you can either rub across or you can massage. And I'm sort of in the gum line area. So I'm going to give you a whole bunch of instructions. And not to get stressed about it, go with what works for you. So for this one, I invite you to place your tongue on the roof of your mouth, if that's comfortable, or behind your teeth. And on the inhale, allowing your abdomen to expand, and on the exhale, releasing and letting go. Now we're going to add another little step with our eyes. I invite you to have your eyes look up to the ceiling and down to the floor. And it can be in front of you, it can be over to one corner of the room, and we're switching on from top to bottom, bottom to top. And this is really helpful for going up and down stairs. We're going to switch sides. So one finger above the lip, one finger below, our other hand at our navel. We can use this as the 5 elements by putting it with our fingers in a cone. Don't worry about all of that. Just finger above and below. And again, having our eyes look up and down. And this is very helpful when working with heights. It's also very helpful in education. We notice that some of our kids have difficulties with B's and P's in their handwriting or in their printing. So this is helping to switch us on from top to bottom, bottom to top. All right, we're going to do our next switches. So the next one, I'm just going to show you. My collarbone is here, and just below the collarbone and outside the sternum, there tends to be a little bit of a dip area, and that's the end of the kidney meridian, K27, kidney 27. This is a very powerful point for focusing and energy, very powerful point. And we're going to use this right now. Fingers on one side, thumb on the other, just below the collarbone. Our other hand is over our navel. And again, we're just going to focus on the breath. As you breathe in, allow your belly to expand. And on the exhale, allowing it to release and let go. I'm going to add a few more instructions. So just have fun with it. For this one, what we're going to do with our eyes is switch on from left to right, right to left. So I invite you not to move your head, because that's the biggest challenge for me, to have your head forward and have your eyes look from left to right and right to left, and just noticing, are they moving smoothly through the midline? And you can have them look from left to right, right to left at all different levels as you continue to breathe. And this one is so helpful. We do so much work in our midline. We read in our midline, we write. You know, when we're driving our car, we need to be able to have our eyes look from left to right, right to left. You know, you often will see kids at school in the younger years confuse B's and D's, and we need this help through the midline. Let's switch hands. Just below our collarbone in that dip, outside of our sternum, other hand at our navel. Again, rubbing and moving our eyes from left to right, right to left, noticing if they're moving smoothly, switching on. And then we're going to do one last one. So this one, I'm just going to show you. I'm basically at my tailbone area with one hand. My other hand is at my navel. And I'm just kind of rubbing and being mindful if you have any disc issues or back issues, giving it a little rub. And this is our pump to get the cerebral spinal fluid flowing up there to our brain. And this is the front to back switching. So sometimes people find it hard to back up their vehicles. So we want to be able to back up our vehicles. And so we're switching on, and we need to look in our rear view mirror and be able to back up our vehicle. And sometimes kids at school have difficulty staying in the lines and the margins, and their printing goes up. So this is helpful. Switching to the other side with our other hand. So this is a great one. So I don't have a mirror in front of me. What I can suggest to you is look off in the distance. And right now I live out in the country, so I see the beautiful fields, and it's starting to get closer to sunset time. And then look up close. So just having your eyes look off in the distance and up close. And guess what? This is a great one if you're working on the computer. All three of these switches are wonderful. So we'll just shake that off a little bit, give a little bit of a shake it off a little. All right, I invite you to stand up. So we did our pre-assessment. So I invite you to just do a cross crawl in front, hand to knee or to thigh, and just notice, is there a difference? Cross crawl is an amazing technique, not only to energize our body, coordinate our body and brain, you know, left brain, right side of body, and the opposite. And just noticing now behind, is that comfortable to touch behind? So we want our brain working. We want the two sides of our brain working, connecting up with our body, getting that whole brain state of learning. And then let's try the last one where one leg is out to one side, one arm is out to one side. I don't have a lot of room, so I'm just going to do my best here to stretch out. And when we're stressed, it's hard to get that whole brain state. And then just coming back. Now, if you noticed a difference in ease, more coordination, perhaps there was more ease in doing it the second time, I invite you to give me a thumbs up. Oh, I see 2 thumbs up there. All right. So how amazing is that, that doing those movements can help us to get back into flow, helps us with learning. It helps us in our relationships. It helps us with problem solving, and it connects our brain to our body and our body to our brain. So thanks for playing with me. And Michelle is going to do a little bit of fun.
Okay, so I was just going to comment about that exercise, because when, again, I'll relate back to dancers, since that's been my past life of lots of time in the dance studio. As soon as you've done those switches, learning a new step or learning a new, if you're doing sports, anything that has to cross from one dimension into another dimension, it just speeds everything up. So where it used to be rote learning, which is repeat, 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 and then if you had an error, repeat, repeat, repeat some more to try to get rid of the error. This takes all of that out, and there's this coordination that can click. And sometimes when someone can't learn a new skill, if you go over to the switches, put them in, and then go back to the skill, there'll be a switch that happens. And they might even stutter trying to just do one of the simple actions. That's where the little glitch was. And then it'll smooth out and disappear. So I just wanted to share that with you because sometimes we don't know where the subtle pieces are going to be. I'm bringing my little jar of lights over, and I know it's still bright outside, but I wanted to share with you the fireflies. So this is my firefly jar, and this is representing the energy that we have inside our body. And you can see that there's lines running through, and that's what happens in our body. We have lines of energy that send information. Sometimes it goes by neurons, little tiny cells that will jump over to the next cell, and they'll send in a piece of information, and it'll travel down a line. But also energetically, sometimes it's instant. And so as the lights are all lit up at this time, it's instant. And that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to do the instant energy. And so we're going to do a meridian sweep, and I'm going to do it in a dance form. So this is a warm-up I have done with my dancers before we've done performances. If we do it all together, then we have this amazing ability to perform together with no effort. So where you have that one person that's kind of straggling along with a step they can't quite get, they just get pulled right into it because the energy all comes together as one. Okay, it can be the same for a sports team. It can be the same in a classroom. So there's this opportunity to bring everybody together. If you remember, we had a goal when we started, which was our personal goal, but we also had our goal for Choose Love and for our event tonight. So what we're going to be doing is continuing to add on to that and create the flow so that all of this goes out easily. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to dance this through. I'm going to share some pieces to it, and I'm just going to look at my cheat sheet here, because what I've done is I've taken the Choose Love formula and I've inserted it in, same as I did to the 5-element theory. So you're going to see little snippets in there. It's not the normal way I have been saying it, so I said my cheat sheet to make sure I have everything the way I want to say it. So the first one is central system, which comes up the front of the body. So you're coming down from the pubic bone and it comes up to the bottom of the lip. Okay, and central system I like to do this way. So you come up and then you make a link down the center of the body to the governing meridian, which is at your tailbone, comes up over the top, which is lighting up your spine, and it's going to come down to the top of your lip. That's where the line runs to. And then I like to take my hands and imagine I'm looking into a mirror. And if I'm working with a group, then I might say something, today I have the courage to try a new step or try a different position or whatever. And so today I have the courage to, and you can fill the blank in, okay? And then we're going to go down the center of the body. So that gives us central and governing. So we are going to light up the front, our person, and we're going to go down the middle of the body to link up to our spine. We're going to light up the spine all the way across, top of the lip, look into the mirror, and you say, I have got this. Okay, comes back in and down. And we'll do it one more time. So I like to do it 3 times through. So we light up ourselves, bringing it down the middle, up and over the top to the top lip, look into the mirror. On the 3rd time, I always say, I love you. So you're looking in the mirror and you say, I love you, and you have to mean it. So sometimes people will say, I love you. I love you. I love you. So we want to get, I love you, nice and strong. And then you bring that back into the middle and down, and we finish in the front. So that's the central and governing sweep. It could be done all by itself, but now we're going to do the other 12 meridians. So I'm going to back up just a little bit so that you can see my feet as well, because we're going to go from head to toe. All right, so this first one here, this is stomach and spleen, and this is our link to the ground. So we're coming from our cheekbone. We're going to do a little circle around our face. We're going to go down the front of the body. You don't have to touch the body, you're off the body. And you're going to go down until you sweep to the ground, and then bring your hands back in again. They come up the front, they go to your armpit, and then down to the ribs on the side. And this one, when we're grounded, we can link to other people. And when we have that link opportunity, that's when we can have compassion in action. Okay, so let's do stomach and spleen again. So we have circle around the face for stomach, goes all the way down to the ground. So you're connected to the ground, comes back in to the armpit for spleen, and finishes on the side of the ribs. And once we have that grounding and connection for ourselves, then we can be compassionate to others. Okay, from there, we're going to go to the heart. Your hand is going to go underneath your arm. It's going to go out to your pinky finger. And then we're going to sweep over the top, come around, and we're going to go in front of the ear. So with this one, what we're doing is we're listening to the sounds of nature, and we're listening to the words that are said. Let's do the other side. So you come underneath, pinky finger, over the top to the ears. And the words that we choose are very important when we're expressing ourselves and for how we want other people to feel by the words that we've shared. All right, so if we choose words that have love in them, then we know that they're going to be received in the way that we want them to be received. Okay, we're going to go to bladder. This is going to go down the back side of the body. So you're in between the eyebrows, and you're going to go all the way down the back, underneath your feet when you get to the bottom. And then we come up the front, and this comes up to K27, what we rubbed with Paula. And with this one, this is the courage to listen to our heart. Okay, let's do that one again. Sometimes we're listening to our head. Sometimes we're listening to other people, and we forget we need to listen to our heart. And that's going to come back up to the front. Okay, so that's going to give us the courage to listen and respond to our heart. So then we're going to go to circulation triple warmer. This is on the fire element, so this is choosing love again. This one we go underneath, middle finger. Over the top is your ring finger, fourth finger, and we're going to come over, and we're going to go to the corner of our eyebrow. All right, and with this one, I like to go under, over, look away. That would be my dance move. Under, over, look away. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to go to gallbladder. So this one I'm going to come a little bit closer. We're going to go to our feet, but I'm going to show you how to sweep on the face. And this one is to show our gratitude. So we are here in the front, and then we go over the ear, back to the cheek, on top of the ear, back to the cheek, all the way down the side. You're going to go down the side of the body, and you're going to come out on the sides of the feet. So they're showing our gratitude, and we're going to come all the way back in and give our belly a hug. So you come around to the rib, and then you come across in front to the belly button. And that's just bringing it home. Gratitude for ourselves. Let's try that one again, because I know that one's a little challenging. So we go cheekbone, front of the ear, cheekbone, over the ear, cheekbone, down the side, all the way to the bottom, comes back in, ribs, and then come across, love to ourselves. All right. The last one is lung to large intestine. So lung to thumb. So you've got hand comes underneath the arm to the thumb. Then you've got your pointer finger, which I'm just going to do as a point that way. I'm going to sweep across and pull, and it goes to the opposite nostril. And with my dancers, I've always done this one underneath lung to thumb, pointer finger, I got this. And we do a nice dramatic, loud expression. So we have lung to thumb, pointer finger comes all the way across, I got this. And we forgive ourselves any mistakes we may make. That's the learning process. And we just know we have got this, we can do it, and we just keep trying. So that is the meridian sweep. And when you've traced all those energy lines in the body, you have a flow happening, same as the 5-element wheel that we did, that allows for the energy to be flowing through all the systems. And when that flow is there, then we have the opportunity to do so much more. Okay, that is the meridian sweep. Are there any questions from anybody? Everybody's okay? Are you feeling energized? Okay, I know Jean was out in the garden all day. Jean, you're okay? We'll give you that pep up before bed. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Paula.
Thanks so much, Michelle. We're going to also do a little bit of work with our acupressure points that relate to the meridians. And we're going to do 3 activities that are very calming for the body. So these are great things that you can do. You can either do them seated, standing, or you can even do them laying down in bed. So I'm going to share 3 beautiful calming activities. So the first one, just before I begin, psychologist Rick Hanson is the one who did the book Hardwiring for Happiness. And he talks about, we have Velcro for, good experiences and yet there's Velcro for the bad, and the good experience just seemed to slide off us. And what he has done is taught us how we can rewire our brain for happiness. And he has a fairly simple way of doing it. And it's really focusing our attention for 15, 20, 30 seconds at a time when something great is happening, or focusing on a happy memory. So for me, it's always easy at sunset time. That always makes me feel good. If I take the moment to pause, it helps to rewire my brain and get that pathway for happiness building. Now, let's have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to invite you to think of a childhood memory. And just before we do that, we're going to also add some acupressure points. So I'm going to show you 2 areas. In the middle of your sternum, and that's kind of actually where my mic is. So in the middle of your sternum, take your 4 fingers and press them in there. And this is called the Sea of Tranquility, Central Vessel 17. This is a calming point on the body. So a great one to utilize whenever you would like some extra calming. So you can press at whatever pressure feels best for you. Take your other fingers and place them just below the belly button, about 1 inch. And again, whatever pressure feels good for you. And I'm going to invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes, and we'll do this for about 1 minute. So pressing into these points, we'll just begin by focusing on the breath, allowing your abdomen to expand with the inhale and to release and let go with the exhale. So focusing on the breath with expansion and releasing. And I invite you to take a few moments to bring to mind a favorite childhood memory. And perhaps it's a favorite childhood summer memory. Something that makes you feel good in this moment. Breathe into that memory. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What are the textures around you? And how do you feel in your heart? And take a few moments to allow that memory to sink into your heart space. And that's a beautiful way of taking in the good. So you can do that with memories. You can also do it when something delights you during your day. The next thing that we're going to do is a calming activity, actually working with the triple warmer meridian that's often associated with that fight, flight, freeze. This is very calming. We're basically going backwards on the triple warmer meridian, and we're going very slowly. So this is a smoothie. So I'm just going to invite you to, you can go slowly with your hands, or you can have them warm. We're going to place them over our eyes. If it doesn't feel comfortable placing them over your eyes, then just have it to the side a little bit, and you can have your eyes open. So we're just covering our thumbs are on our temples, our fingertips are on our forehead, and our hands are right over our cheekbones. And we are touching many, many, many calming points. Hold lightly, butterfly touch. Just allow the buzzing. You may feel a little bit of tingling in your fingers and in your hands, that healing energy. I am breathing in and I am breathing out. I am breathing in love. I am breathing out love. I choose love. And sliding your hands to your temples, holding lightly. I am breathing in gratitude. I am breathing out gratitude. I choose gratitude. And placing your hands just above your ears, really light, wide hands. I am breathing in forgiveness. I am breathing out forgiveness. I choose forgiveness. And sliding your hands down behind your head, making them light and wide. I am choosing compassion action. So I am breathing in compassion and action. I am breathing out compassion and action. I am choosing compassion and action. Bringing your hands down to your shoulders for a breath. And then the heel of our hands on the sea of tranquility. I am breathing in love. I am breathing out love. I am choosing love. And that's a smoothie. Then we're going to do one more activity for just calming our body. You can do this one seated, standing, or in bed. And this is a lovely calming technique. It's a cook's hookup. So I'm going to invite you to cross one ankle over the other. So they're just crossed at the ankles and having your thumbs down in front and crossing your wrists over. And it doesn't matter which wrist you choose to cross over. And then if it's comfortable, tucking your hands in towards the sea of tranquility. If that's uncomfortable, have your hands just in a butterfly and place them on your sternum. So we're going to bring our hands, place them on the sea of tranquility. And I invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. And if you have any little stressor that has been bothering you, perhaps over the last week, here's a great time to release it, to balance it, to allow for ease and flow. When we're feeling lots of stress, this is a beautiful thing to do. So I invite you to close your eyes just for a moment. I promise not to leave you in the stressor. Breathing into it. Allowing your abdomen to expand on the inhale and to release and let go on the exhale. Bringing ease and flow to any stress that's bubbling up for you. And then we're going to take our hands and our feet and untwist them. And then we're going to switch over, crossing our ankles the other way, hands the other way again. If it's uncomfortable, you can have your hands in front as a butterfly, twisting them, bringing them into your heart center. Perhaps closing your eyes, allowing any stressors to bubble up, float away. Being present to any emotions that are rising up and noticing them with courage and compassion and curiosity. And then uncrossing our hands and our ankles and taking your fingers and very slowly bringing them towards each other. And we're going to have our fingertips. There's 6 meridian points on each hand. So we're going to touch them very lightly. And you can choose if you'd like to bring that into a heart center, the sea of tranquility. And we're just going to hold it lightly there. Perhaps for a few moments, reframing your thoughts with regards to your stressor. Perhaps looking at your stressor as an area of opportunity for growth and well-being, resiliency, strength. Noticing your fingertips, noticing the breath. And then slowly releasing your hands and coming back into the space. And just before we go on to, I'm just going to mention something for the chat box, and Michelle has something as well. I just wanted to show you, often when we're holding our breath, when we're under stress, or our breath is not going all the way down to our abdomen, we're doing a shallow breath in our chest, and that just restricts and constricts us. And we feel that in our body. What we want is an expansive breath. And this is just a great reminder of when we inhale, to allow that expansion way down into our belly, into our abdomen, and on the exhale, releasing and letting go. And you think of this in our life, when we're expanded, how different does that feel? We're more ease and flow. And when we're contracted, that feels different. And we're in more of a protective mode. So just thinking of that expansiveness of the breath and the releasing of the breath. And before we go on to our last activity, we're just going to take one moment to place in the chat box if there is a tool that you learned today. As we danced with joy today. We had so much fun playing and experimenting with what brings joy to us and delight and what calms our body. And is there something you think, I'd like to do this tomorrow? I would like to take this away and try this out tomorrow, or try it tonight. And just invite you just to give us a little bit of feedback. Is there something that, wow, I was delighted with that. I want to try that out. It just makes me want to dance. So I'll just give you about 1 minute to write something in the chat box, or perhaps even just noticing, how do you feel now versus the beginning when we started?
The ears are always popular.
So some of the things, yeah, unfolding the ears exercise, focusing on 15 seconds of joy and letting that hardwire in. Somebody's saying they're feeling energized and can feel the energy, checking in with ourselves, and then the switches. Oh, someone else liked the switches. Oh, feeling very much relaxed and energized at the same time. And isn't that great for our nervous system? We have that energy expenditure and, that energy rest, recovering, renewal. And it's really important that our nervous system can do that. The movements to release stress, going through the organs and the messaging around that. Oh yeah, and tapping, the toe tapping and how that relates to EFT. Our body, our brain, our mind, our spirit, we're all interconnected. And it's amazing how when we work with one area, how it influences another area. So thank you so much for writing those comments. And I'm going to pass it over to Michelle.
And maybe we can have the spotlight on both Paula and I, because Paula has the toy. So we wanted to finish off the evening by talking about how important it is to be connected. And we can do all that we want to do to be energized and full of vitality and have things flowing, but we also have to have connection and the opportunity to be with other people, whether we're locked in our household or we actually can escape and see other people. But there is something about being on these Zoom calls that has a huge energy support for us. And we wanted to share that experience tonight. If we were in person, Paula would be sharing this little energy stick. So I'll have her share that, and then I'll do the last exercise.
So I've done this in big groups of people, which is always amazing to me. And what I do is I invite people to hold hands and to just notice that connection. And we have that connection of energy and it flows through us. So I invite you to hold hands and we'll just hold that energetically. And what's really neat is I hold the energy stick with one hand. The last person holds onto the energy stick. And this is what happens in a big group of people. We're not connected, and we're connected. Body, mind, spirit, and energy.
So now if you just want to take your left palm and turn it up, and your right palm and turn it down, then we'll have energy flowing from one to the other easily. And just feel the connection of the group. And if there's anybody who needs a little bit of extra energy that's in your circle of influence and you want to put them into the middle of our circle, please feel free to do that. And if we take the Choose Love movement and we'll put it into the center so it has the opportunity to be supported and to expand. And just notice your breath. Maybe notice where there might have been tension before, how it might have shifted. Beautiful. And if you just want to scoop a little bit of that for yourself and bring it in, you can, in Tai Chi we would say to lower dantian, below the belly button. And you can store that, and it's yours when you need it. Thank you so much for having us. We hope you enjoy the rest of the month and that you have the opportunity to learn so much more.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Michelle and Paula. That was absolutely beautiful.
Yes, thank you very much to both of you. That was very nice, relaxing evening. Thank you.
I'm smiling. I don't think I was smiling when I came in and feeling
No.
very good.
Yes.
This
Very
was
good.
fantastic. I just want to share, before going in, I was battling a headache and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm dehydrated. I was grabbing my water, but this solved my headache. So thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. This was really amazing.
Yeah,
I love that. And this is skills and tools that we can use anytime. And they're powerful. I love when you can feel it working.
And
Right
it's
on the
just
spot.
one. Yeah, you don't need a lot. You just need one little one. And sometimes when you're not feeling up yourself, then it's just connect to somebody else to give you that little oomph. And then you have the opportunity that you feel like you want to do something else with that, which could be as simple as the smoothie or, or put some good music on and tap your feet out. But if you need that little boost, is just to reach out to someone else, because it's that connection that's going to give you the spark to go. Beautiful.
Yeah, and the other thing I find too is really helpful is sometimes it's overwhelming thinking, oh, I want to do a practice for 20 or 30 or 40 minutes. And what I found, and this is how I discovered it when I was as a principal, it was like between meetings, I would, feel a little bit of anxiety and that stress. And it was like, what can I do for 1 or 2 minutes to bring my nervous system to a state of calm? And sometimes I'd be in a meeting and I'd say, I just have to leave for 1 minute to get something. So just know that you can integrate these tools throughout your day. It doesn't need to be 30, 40, 60 minutes long. It can be 1 to 2 to 3 minutes at a time. It can be when you're laying in bed in the morning or at night. And it's really great when we can integrate it into our day. And that's integrating well-being into our practices of work and play and home.
Yeah, you both made it so attainable. That doesn't have to be, oh, I gotta do my self-care. I need 3 hours. I need a yoga mat. I need, you can do it anywhere, anytime, sitting in a chair. I just want to, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And in just 12 minutes, we have a special session with Paula for Self-Care Sundays. So Paula has already been hosting this amazing series on Sundays at 8 Eastern. And as part of Month of Fun, she has invited all of our Choose Love Movement followers to be a part of this as well. So now that we're all energized, we'll be able to get some self-care tips to calm us down a bit. So that'll be starting in 12 minutes. And Shreya just put the link in the chat, and you'll be able to join that. And then you can join for the rest of the Sunday nights as well in June. And as everyone's saying, we have a bunch of events planned all month long. In addition to our self-care Sundays, this Wednesday, we have a yoga session, and then the week after we have meditation and yoga. We're going to do a session on EFT tapping that Michelle mentioned earlier. We're going to have meditation actually with Tanya on the call today on Monday, June 21st. And then we also have a special event. June 30th is what would have been Jesse's actual birthday, and we're going to have a musical bash. And before we get into that fun, an hour before, we're going to launch our own branded Choose Love tea created by Michelle and her business partner Natasha up in Canada. So we'll be doing an official launch of that on June 30th, leading into our musical bash, celebrating the end of our month. And to learn more, you can go on our website, or you can even text Fun 2021. So it's FUN 2021 to 91999 to donate, sign up, and to just be more part of our month of fun. All the events are free, but we're asking for a suggested donation of $20 to help support our movement. We offer free, incredible resources to schools, communities, homes throughout not just the US, but worldwide. And we keep it free because of events and because of donations and support from you all. So we're so appreciative for everyone that joined tonight. I know Sunday night, it's a beautiful sunny day here. So for you guys to join on in the virtual world, we so appreciate it. And we hope you'll join us again in 10 minutes. So if you have a little break, and then we'll see you soon. Thank you all.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. So grateful. Thank you.